If you're using Obsidian as a second brain, you'll need to set up a system for task and project management. Unfortunately, Obsidian is more for note-taking, so out of the box, there's only basic markdown checkboxes. You can enhance it using community plugins like the checklist plugin to group them based on tag, or the tasks plugin to add recurring tasks and queries, but I wanted an even better system. I wanted to quickly create tasks outside of Obsidian while on my phone or on my browser. Like Notion, I wanted fields to freely create my own system, being able to set projects, labels, priorities, and due dates. And lastly, I wanted to be able to see these tasks in Obsidian using custom queries, filtering to see what I had to do when I needed to do it. To achieve all this, why not, integrate an actual to-do list app? Without any further ado, here's how you can set up your own task management system in Obsidian using Todoist. To start, you'll first have to create an account and set up the structure of the app. Todoist has a lot of different views like Inbox and Today, but we'll be focusing on the project section. Since I use the free version, I can only have 5 projects, so I set them to my broad life areas like content creation, my brand, and the Fleeting Notes app. For now, let's create an area called Second Brain, and let's create a task to integrate Todoist with Obsidian. Inside projects, we can then add another layer called sections, and sections can be my more niche areas and projects. For example, in my second brain, I use different programs like Obsidian, Fleeting Notes, and Raindrop. Once that's done, you can then set up the potential properties of your tasks using labels. For example, you can create 3 different labels depending on the estimated time it will take. You can have one for small tasks, which are maybe like less than 15 minutes to complete. One for medium tasks, which can take maybe 30 to 60 minutes. And then large tasks for things that take over an hour to complete. You can also create labels for the context you will do them in, like maybe at home or outside. Now for the fun part, which is quickly creating tasks. If you wanted to create a new task for tomorrow, you can just click here or press Q to create a task and then type something like process book notes. To set it to tomorrow, you can just type in tomorrow and a time like 6:30 p.m. You can then move it into the second brain project by typing hashtag and then second brain. And then you can move it into the Obsidian section by typing /Obsidian. And you can add a tag to show that it's a small task by typing @ and then selecting small. If you want to set a priority as well, you can type in P and then put a number from 1 to 4. In this case, I'll just put 2. You can also do all of this using the UI here, but I just find typing much more convenient. Then you can just add the task, and as you can see, it gets moved into the Obsidian section with all of its properties. So once you build out your project structure, it's time to sync it with Obsidian. So once you're in Obsidian, you can just go to Settings, Community Plugins, browse, and search up Todoist, and download this plugin called the Todoist Sync plugin. So I'm going to enable it, and then here it'll prompt you to set up your API token, which just click on the link, and then copy it. So to see your tasks in Obsidian, you just have to create some queries using code blocks. So to do so, you just type in 3 backticks, type in Todoist, and then open up a curly brace. In here, we can put in different fields. I'm just going to paste an example up here to refer to. And if we head back, we can see that there's different fields like the name of the list. So let's just set it to test list. And then we can set up a filter to only show certain tasks that match the criteria. So you can maybe set something like today to only show tasks that are today. And then you can put an and symbol and then maybe put a project like second brain. So the tasks that are due today and have the project second brain will show. There's other things like sections and labels as well. If you instead want at least one of the criteria to be true, you can change this to just a line which indicates or, so if it's due today, or if it's part of the project second brain. And if you had multiple clauses together, like maybe you had a small label and today and second brain, and you wanted to group them together, you could just put brackets. So it would evaluate this first and see if it's true or false, and then it would evaluate the whole expression. So it would check if the label is small and if this was true or false. Next, we can set up how we want to sort it. Set it to date. Be sure to have commas at the end of each line. This entire thing is, if you want to first sort by date and then priority, you can just copy the one up here. Next, you can group your tasks based on their project. Since the task we set up earlier is due tomorrow, I'm going to change this to tomorrow. And then if I exit here, it will actually fetch the tasks and show them. So this was the project we had, and this was the section we had. Here's the task title and some details about it. If you want to maybe toggle the project, maybe you have a lot of projects here, you can just click on it and it'll toggle it on and off. If you wanted to create a task within Obsidian, you can open up Command Palette, type in Todoist, and then add a Todoist task. And from here, you can just fill out the fields. Project, we can set it to second brain Obsidian. For labels, we can set it to medium. And then for date, we can set it to today. And priority, let's set to 3. Add the task. And if we refresh, you can see the task here. If you want to make things more convenient, you can set this to a hotkey. There we go. So now, here's some examples on the kinds of lists I have in my Obsidian vault. Let's say you wanted to see your tasks for the day. I'm going to put this in my daily template note because it'd be the first place I expect to see these tasks in. So I'm just going to create a new header called Todoist and then start creating the query. So curly brackets, the name is going to be Todoist. We can actually just remove this. And then comma. The filter will be for tasks that are overdue or are due today, comma. And we're going to sort these tasks first by the date. So then overdue tasks will be shown first, and then priority. So now if we look at the result, we can see the task we made earlier. So now if I go to my daily note, I can see the query here. Another place where you might want to see your tasks is in your weekly review. So I'll head to my weekly review template. I will hijack this place by creating another query. In this case, we can set the name to Todoist again. And then for filter, we can set it to show all tasks that are due before Monday, since I like to start my weeks on Monday. So if it currently is Monday, the due before will be applied to next Monday. So it'll show all the tasks for the week. And for sorting, we can do the same thing by sorting it based on date, then priority. So then if I exit, what did I forget? I have commas, maybe no comma here. Yeah, that was the problem. If you wanted to show tasks for the next week, just change the filter to due after Sunday and due before next Monday. And if I exit, it doesn't show anything because we don't have any tasks due then. Next, if you have a project note system in your Obsidian vault and you want to show all the tasks related to a project, I'll first create a project note, which is part of my vault that I have. Let's just follow our previous project of creating a second brain. And then we can create the Todoist query here. Curly brackets, set the name, set the filter. In this case, it would be for project second brain. And if you want, you can also declare the specific section. But in this case, I won't. And just like last time, I'll set it to sort by date and priority. As you can see, it shows all tasks related to the second brain project. If you wanted to create a new project, you would have to go into Todoist and then add a new project. If you want to learn about my project workflow or maybe see how I also use Kanbans for more status-based stuff, you can check out my Building a Second Brain in Obsidian video. If you liked my daily templates or my weekly review templates and want something similar, you can check out my Ultimate Starter Vault, link in description. Anyways, if you found the video helpful, be sure to like and subscribe for more content like this. This has been John Maverick. Stay mindful.